Hey everybody, it's Stunning Haley. I'm going to be keeping my voice down because everybody in my family is taking a Christmas nap. So hopefully you can hear me. I'll check and make sure. So today, tomorrow I start Puréed. It's week 3, so I'm going to meal prep. And I was just going to show you a couple things that I was doing. So here we go. Maybe a little too soon for this, but I'm going to puree everything, so we'll see. I've got some Jenny O ground turkey that I got on sale. I'm going to use some low sodium taco seasoning and just kind of make a puree taco meat. Maybe put some refried beans or something. My brother's making gummy bears. Anyway, the theme of this meal prep is going to be cottage cheese. You'll see that. So I would normally I'm going to put some salsa, and I didn't get that out. I'll show you that in a second. And normally I would put sour cream, so I'm going to replace it with cottage cheese because it's higher in protein. So I've also got some egg whites. I'm going to do like little, I thought about getting a mini muffin pan and doing little egg muffins, but I may just scramble it up and do it that way. And I've got some spinach. I'm going to have to puree that because I may omit that because I'm thinking it may be too much this soon. Got some cheese for that. I'm going to put everything in these 2-ounce cups, and that way I'll have them for the week because I'm going back to work this week. I'm going to do the ricotta bake, but I'm going to do it with cottage cheese. So I've got some low sugar pizza sauce. I've got the cheese for the topping. All the spices for that, for the ricotta bake, or the cottage cheese bake, whatever. Then I'm going to do some honey barbecue tuna with cottage cheese. I know that sounds weird, but it'll be good. I might put some Dijon mustard in it. Then I'm also going to do kind of like a cracked chicken, like normally I think it calls for cream cheese, cheese and bacon. I'm going to do cottage cheese, and probably no bacon, and just see. I got the 97% fat-free chicken. It looks good nutrition-wise. I've also got fat-free refried beans. I'm probably just going to puree those with some cheese and cottage cheese instead of sour cream and throw them in the little cups. And the cilantro here is for the tacos. So I think that's everything. If not, we'll figure it out along the way. So let's see. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is brown the taco meat. Got a regular skillet, coconut cooking spray. So I'm just gonna brown that on the stove, and I'll be right back. So while I brown this turkey meat, let me kind of tell you my strategy. So I've got about 5 different things. We've got the taco thing, the refried beans, the chicken dip, the tuna dip, and the egg. So that's 5, right? So each thing, I'm going to make its whole batch. I'll do probably, I think a serving size of cottage cheese is a 1/4 cup, half cup. I thought it was a 1/4 cup. Anyway, so I'll probably add that to each batch. Just make it as big as it needs to be, whatever. And like I said, the theme seems to be cottage cheese because I like cottage cheese. I feel like blitzed up, it'll be a good sour cream substitute. I love sour cream and like all of this basically. So I love sour cream and everything. So I'm going to do that. Cottage cheese is high in protein. I did get the 1% milk low fat. So anyway, my strategy is with each batch, I'll take the bowl of, say, the tuna or whatever, and take the mini cups like that, and just fill them until I'm out of second. And then I'll take the back of the cottage cheese, you get it, and the turkey and the taco season, everything that goes inside that recipe, and divide it by the number of cups. And then I'll get labels for just like thin white labels for around the cup that'll have, okay, taco mix with cottage cheese, 20 calories, 10 fat, whatever, and have it on the little labels. And I can take those to work this week or have them at home. This should be way more than the food I could possibly eat in a week. So this little quick meal prep should be pretty much the whole week of cooking for me. So let me finish this turkey. Okay, so I'm following Amber's recipe on the ricotta bake, kind of, other than I'm using cottage cheese. But I think that you would heat it up because you were going to eat it immediately. And since I'm going to blitz this and everything, I'm not going to heat it up. I'm just going to kind of throw all the ingredients in there and blitz it up. So you've got the cottage cheese. Now I'm adding pizza sauce. This goes just on top. This is a 1/4 cup, has 1 fat, 4 sugars, minus the fibers, 3, wait, hold on. Okay, so fourth cup has 1 fat, 3 carbs, 3 sugars, and 1 protein. So I'll probably do, I think I'm gonna do a 1/2 cup because I'm gonna add protein powder to it. Okay, so in this solo cup, which is so ratchet, I know, but I'm trying to avoid, you can't even see that. I'm trying to avoid all these dishes. Okay, so this is a 1/2 cup, which is 2 servings of the sauce. So I'm just gonna put it in there. And a disposable fork because my family doesn't believe in real dishes. It just seems like a waste of time washing dishes. So we don't do them. I mean, obviously we have them, but I don't like them. Okay, so we got the pizza sauce out of the way. I'm gonna add this protein powder that I got for Christmas from Santa. So let's open that up. I want y'all to see it with me. Okay. Don't you hate that when it doesn't have no, that's great. Alright, all that protein and goodness. Let's see how big 1 scoop is. Oh, before we do that, 1 scoop is 100 calories, no fat, 1 carb, minus the fiber, basically no carbs, no sugar, and 24 grams of protein. So let's see how big. Oh, it feels big. Oh, gracious. That is a big scoop. But it's for baking, kind of. So I think, like, if you were putting this like in like coffee or something, it would be more. If this doesn't end up looking okay, we're gonna, ew, gross. Let me try water. Okay, this is puree anyway, right? So who cares? All right, let me start this for a second. So I added more water on top of the water you saw me add, and it's this consistency. And with the clumps, I'm just thinking this is a bad idea. I wish I was doing this live so I could ask y'all. Thinking I may just do pizza sauce. I'm just gonna wing it. I think since we're pureeing it in the food processor, it'll be fine. And if it's not, I've got plenty of cottage cheese and all the other ingredients, and we will just redo it. I'm gonna taste it. This one, the rest, I mean, I guess I'll taste all of them before I package them to make sure they're not nasty, but yeah, this one, I don't know about this protein powder. Amber suggests adding Gene Pro. I did that for nothing. It didn't even come out. So I figured this was protein powder. What's the difference? But Amber's a good cook and I'm not. So that could be the difference. Also, that Quest protein powder I showed you. Okay, so I added more. I think Amber's recipe just says put marinara on top. I'm not sure what the amount is. I'm just doing, since I'm pureeing it, I'm just doing the 1/2 cup so that I can put the protein powder. And it also calls for 1 egg. Oh, that's why you bake it. Damn. Okay, well, I'm gonna puree it and then bake it. How about that? Okay, so in a perfect world where Haley is a good cook, or an adequate cook, there we go. You would obviously not puree it first. Do it like Amber says, and then puree it, or not even puree it. Nothing in there is super lumpy. But yeah, so what I'm gonna do is puree it and put it in the casserole dish and go from there. Maybe top it with cheese or something. I don't know the point though, whatever, we'll see. So anyway, it calls for 1/2 cup of grated parm. That's probably 1/2 cup, okay. All right, let me look at the recipe. I'm not sure if that goes on top or in it. Okay, so it goes, everything goes in it. The only topping I think is the sauce. But at this point, my recipe's not even close to hers, so what does it matter? All right, so we're gonna add the cheese and some seasoning. So let's see, I've got Lowry's seasoned salt. I'm not going to add too much of that because it's high in sodium. That wasn't even worth adding, was it? Okay, then we got some onion powder. Love onion. She calls for Italian seasoning, which I don't have. I have basil and oregano, so I'm just going to do that. And that's oregano. And garlic powder. Love garlic. And some, I use the Himalayan pink salt. It tastes just like regular salt, but it has more minerals and things that are good for you in it. And barely have any pepper. I'll add a little bit. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to blitz it up. Here we go. Alright, I forgot the mozzarella. I thought it went on top, so when I looked in my fridge and saw these, I thought they were fine. So, I'm not going to try and grate them. I'm just going to put them into little, I think it calls for half a cup or something. I'm just going to take like 3 slices and put them into little pieces and put them in there. And about how I was going to take the the nutrients of each meal. How am I going to do that when I just eyeballed that Parmesan? Like, and that was like the kind that doesn't, like I don't have, it's just in a Ziploc. I don't have the wrapper anymore, you know. So I'll just Google that one, I guess. I don't know. We know we know Parmesan. It's going to be high in fat, high in protein, all the good stuff. Okay. Whatever. Okay. Right. So right now it's looking disgusting. Alright, it looks freaking disgusting. So there we go. Amber's recipe calls to put it in the oven for 20 minutes at 450. So let's see. Alright, it's bubbling, so that's the best we can hope for, right? Okay, it's fine. It just tastes like cheese. So I guess I'll package it up when it cools. Okay, to recap, we have just completed the ricotta bake. That is not ricotta bake. It is my mess, but it tastes okay. It just tastes like cheese, just like ricotta bake normally does. So the protein powder and the fact that I had to add water and made a little liquidy seems to be fine. So at this, are you freaking get off the table? Okay, so my brother just got a puppy for Christmas, and now my cat hates him, so now she won't leave me alone. So anyway, now we're on to because she's having issues with it. So now we're on to the taco meat. I've moved to the table because I'm exhausted. So this is the same food processor we were using. Got the taco meat in there. I just browned the turkey meat like I talked about, and then added the low sodium taco seasoning. So now I'm going to add, I got this off-brand cheese. I'm going to add a serving, which is a 1/3 cup. Get off the table now. Some of you probably think it's gross that she's even on the table, or thinks she can get on the table and near my food, whatever. I literally always have cat hair on me or in my mouth, so it's just a cat life. If you think it's gross, take it up with somebody that cares. Okay, so a serving of cheese is a 1/3 cup. I'm not going to tell you again. Sit down. Okay. So a serving of cheese is a 1/3 cup. So we're going to add that in there. And that's going to have 8 grams of fat, 1 carb, 6 protein. And then we're going to add 8 ounces of the cottage cheese in place of sour cream to give it some extra protein, to give it some creaminess. And I like cottage cheese. I mainly just love how much protein is in it. Like, before I started researching weight loss surgery, I had no idea how much protein was in. Oh, and I didn't measure this, but I took 8 ounces out of a 16-ounce container for the ricotta bake, so I knew it was 8 ounces left. Okay, so now I'm going to add some cilantro, because I love it in Mexican food, like tacos. I'm not going to add a whole lot because it's not spicy, but it's a lot for puree, you know. Just gonna add a couple little leaves. I had to buy a whole bushel or whatever. I should have just bought, like, in the seasoning aisle, that kind of cilantro. I love cilantro though. That's probably, let's do a little bit more. It smells so good. Okay, enough of that. Now I'm gonna add some salsa. So I've got, that cottage cheese is so good. Hernandez Salsa Verde Mild. 2 tablespoons is 15 calories, no fat, 2 carbs, minus the fiber, 1 carb, no protein, no sugars. And this is my favorite. So I may, 2 tablespoons, I may add like 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Ugh. It's not the best by itself. And I also, gosh, I also like this red, whatever it is. 1 tablespoon has 10 calories, no fat, 2 carbs, and 1 sugar. So I'm going to go easy on this one. So we'll do just 2 tablespoons. I like reaching in the bottle better than this. It's not even a full tablespoon because I'm such a scaredy cat. Okay. This is going to be a long video because that was a 4-minute right there. Alright, so now I'm just going to blitz this up. Okay, some of you may think this is nasty, so don't look. But pureed food is the consistency of baby food. So I just blitz this for a few little seconds and looks similar to refried beans. So I'm gonna blitz it some more just because the cilantro and the fact that it's ground meat, and see what happens. I just licked the spoon and I think it needs more cilantro. So here we go. And it's a little dry. I may add some more salsa. We'll see. Yeah, I'm gonna add 4 more tablespoons of the green salsa because it's not got the sugar in it. Okay, so I just put the cilantro in the 4 more tablespoons. So let's see. Perfect. Not sure I'm crazy about ground meat blitz, but the other flavors, the cilantro and the salsa, perfect. May add a little bit more cilantro. I like cilantro. Yeah. Alright, so this is done. Y'all saw it before. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more cilantro. You know what? I'm not gonna do anything. It needs salt, that's it. Okay, so it's done. Okay. So I need the I'm thinking this is so much food, I may not do the eggs. Because, I mean, this is, I put the taco meat in the cottage cheese, the 16-ounce cottage cheese container. Because I have to wash the thing again to use it. And it's overflowing, so that's 16 ounces. So we do, and that's probably more like 18 ounces because it's overflowing. That's 9 cups when we put them into the 2 ounce. And that's just at the taco meat. And I'm on purees for 1 week. And plus this stuff would go bad within 5 days or so. And you saw that huge thing of ricotta bake. And then I've still got chicken, tuna, and eggs. Eggs aren't my favorite food. They went down great today at family brunch. But not my favorite food. So I think I may do the chicken. Excuse me. I think I may just do one or the other. The chicken or the tuna. Well, it's like a 2-ounce can of each. So let's just do both. Alright, let's see. Okay, so real quick, I just cleaned the, what's it called? And I forgot about the refried beans. So I've got 1 can of Old El Paso fat-free refried beans. I'm going to do 8 ounces of cottage cheese, a serving size of that Colby Jack, which is a 1/3 cup, and I think that was it. So I'm going to do that real quick in this bowl with a whisk. And then I'll come back to you for the chicken salad and tuna salad in the blender. Side note, I'm full from taking test bites. I'm not sure anybody cares or is watching at this point, but even though I have the small curd cottage cheese, I think it's still too thick and clumpy for purees, so I'm gonna have to blitz it and wash this stupid thing for the 4th time today. So that's what it looks like. It's too chunky, I think, so I'm gonna blitz it up. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm blitzing it. It's a little thick, and I think this would be a great addition to the refried beans. I'm gonna add 4 tablespoons. Okay, so now you see that from blitzing it and adding the salsa, we've got a very baby food-like texture. I'm really full, so I'm not gonna try it. I'm gonna get my brother to try it, or my mom, make sure it's good. So to recap, we've got a 1/3 cup Colby Jack cheese, 4 tablespoons of salsa verde, a 16-ounce can of fat-free refried beans, and 8 ounces of low-fat cottage cheese for protein. So that's what that is, and we're done. So now on to chicken salad and tuna salad. After much deliberation, oh, by the way, you can't see my head. Stop. After much deliberation, you can't see my head at this point, sorry. I decided to do just the tuna salad, not the chicken, because I've got a lot of food and I'm really tired. So what I've got is the Star-Kissed packet. It's the Kids Creations. It's honey barbecue. So what I'm gonna add, everybody's gonna think is kind of weird, the combination, but it's really good. Because if you think about it, it's like a tuna melt. It's just pureed, you know. So get all the tuna out. So what I'm going to add that everybody's going to think is weird is 2 slices of Great Value deli style Munster cheese. It's my favorite kind of cheese. I'm just going to put little bits like this, just kind of like how I did in the other one, the ricotta bake, just little pieces. I know it sounds weird, but like think of it as a tuna melt, same thing. So I'm going to add all the cheese and cottage cheese, of course. I'm gonna do 1/2 cup, so that's I got the wrong scoop. All right, 1/4, so we're gonna do 2 of these. Just some added creaminess, and because I'm not gonna use any mayonnaise, and some added protein. Got a little onion powder, garlic powder, Himalayan pink salt, and oh goodness. Okay, so now I'm going to add some Dijon mustard. It has got nothing in it basically but sodium and 5 calories. And it's not much sodium. And I'm also going to add, cool Dad, cool. I'm also going to add some pickle juice. I don't think I'm ready for whole pickles, but I think as a tuna salad, it needs a little pickle flavor. So here we go. As I told you, at this point, I'm a mess and too full to taste test my own food, but my dad said it tasted like a tuna melt, so it's a success. So at this point, we've got a tuna melt salad thing, refried beans, taco meat, and ricotta bake. So I'm gonna finish letting the ricotta bake cool, and then we will package and see what each one has in it: fat, sodium, protein, carbs, whatever. So I'll see you in a second. I also got some little guacamoles. Thinking one day I might have like a bite of refried beans, a bite of taco meat, and a bite of guacamole. And of course, it's not got much protein. It's just a little fat. So just wanted to show those. So right now I've done what's in the ricotta bake, what's in the taco meat, and what's in the refried beans and the tuna. And I've got the refried beans, the taco meat, the tuna, and the ricotta bake. It's actually cottage cheese. And I've got my cups, and I'm about to dole them out, and then I'll just take the numbers that I got and divide it by the number of cups I get, and I'll have the final product.